Eagle. I'm Dusty Bottoms. So together we're the Three Amigos.
We are back. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday, fellow amigo. How's everything in New York City?
It is a wonderful day. Well, it's a day. It's January. No, it's February. Holy cow, it's February. Where am I? Who am I? Why am I here?
You're a legend. We're both legends. All of us are legends because today there are Future Legends coming out. The finale of Future Legends. And every year it's a set we're all excited to see. And you know what, EVC, when Future Legends come out, to me, the most important thing is it makes me familiar with these new players coming into the game. Don't you find the same thing?
Yeah, I have no idea about prospects. I have no idea about guys that are getting drafted from high school and college ball. I don't pay attention as much that closer to the game in that part. And so I always find that Future Legends just do make me that much more aware of players coming up that I should know. And I love that they're a little juiced. I love that they're a little juiced. So you start playing with them early on and you get to know these players a little bit and what they're good at and what they're not at. So, like the most surprising thing for me this year was the Arizona or the rookie all-star Nassim. I forget his name now. But he got a special card at the All-Star break, along with Vlad Jr. and the catcher out of Colorado, whose name I'm completely Diaz. And he got the card. And then Nassim Nunez, the Marlins actually let him go on the Rule 5 draft this year.
Wow.
And that was interesting, right? The guy was I guess if you're an all-star in a game, it's not like Elias Diaz is like the penultimate Colorado Rocky, didn't get a PT Elite card, but still,
right.
It's like, when he got put on that Rule 5 draft and got drafted, I was like, oh, I know that name, so it is a fun thing about these sets. I love the Future Legends and getting to know all these new players and things like that. And thank you, Rob Deere and Headlights and Brian, for helping this addled old brain remember things. So
thank you, Zero Silence 24. You have broken your silence. Thank you for the follow and good to see you. What's that?
That's Minerva.
Oh, what is it? Minerva? Zero Silence? Oh, okay. Well, good to see Minerva and Dishnet and Rob Deere and Headlights and Brian and Lord Christic and EVC's in the chat and Nightbot's in the chat. And good to see a bunch of you guys on this Thursday morning. And as I said, EVC, when prospects come up, we really don't, unless we really follow a specific team, we really don't get familiar with the prospects until they start to make their mark in the majors. But Perfect Team, I feel like I know these guys, even though they haven't played much in the league. Like you look at these names here, Paul Skeens, like we know him, perfect card. He can catch, right? Yes. I would not have known that about him before. Evan Carter, one of the great cards in the game. Wyatt Langford, a perfect card. Ethan Salas, I pulled two of them. I know Ethan really well. What are some of the other names as I scroll through that Perfect Team has really kind of made stand out because of the game?
I mean, again, I don't really think of the White Sox very much, but Colson Montgomery is a card that I ended up playing a lot in gold tourneys for a while. The James Wood, remember when he was kind of meta in the outfield, removing and adding Wood on your teams. Pete Crow Armstrong, again, we've heard about him a lot in a lot of different trades, but, I know all the Cubs fans are having lots of hype for him potentially taking over in center if they don't sign Belly. Noelve Marte, these are just guys that it's kind of fun. Now you're starting to get in some players, Andrew Painter. I know Now's Base was excited to get a good Phillies Andrew Painter in. But I think there's some names on here you're starting to get to. Oh, Mizorowski, everyone loves to get that pitcher in their perfect drafts. So I think, and Harry Ford. I mean,
one of the best gold cards out there. Like that's how I know Harry Ford is, because he can catch, he can play many positions, and I want him for my gold team. That's all you need to know about this future prospect. And it's just, again, I just love the fact that And it's not just the older players, because the older players, when Dish goes on him on stream and he tells some of the backstory, we learn about them. But it's these newer players that we have no clue about, unless, again, you're heavily invested in a specific team. That Jason Dominguez, remember on Dishnet when he had him on his Friday Showdown, and he was just ripping it up. And Jason Dominguez seemed to be the star as Dish won and made his way like to the final 8 or something with this guy. And, you know, without perfect team, who's Jason Dominguez, right?
He's hurt. He's supposed to, he's the Yankees' big hope in center field second half of next season. I mean, this is the thing. Like, you start to know the name, and you hear about news and everything else. Like, we're all excited. We know the Padres don't need Snell because they have Snelling. It's a bigger name. Get it? It's bigger. It's a bigger name. It's Snelling. It's longer.
It's Thursday morning. Come on.
It's Thursday morning.
Like, it's just after 9 a.m. over here in the mountains, in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, more power to you, man. Shout out to D King, who just subscribed to Tier 1 11 months now.
Yeah, D King, good to see you back. It's been a while since you've been around, but D King from Sarasota, Florida, big fan of the Tampa Bay Rays, and welcome. Good to see you on this pre-hype show. But yeah, and you got the guests set. Anything you want to kind of announce in terms of a deadline for that?
Well, I'll turn off just before we go in and do the honors here of showing off what everyone's kind of picking and thinking. We went all over the place for guests to set this week. A lot of multiple choice this week, trying to figure things out. We've gotten an extra 5 people submitting this morning during the stream. So don't cut the D Block Dragon. Just subscribe for 6 months now.
Oh, D Block. Hope things are well in Germany there. You're about mid-afternoon over there in Germany. So yeah, great to see you guys. And I mean, some of these other, Curtis Mead, like, you know what's the most famous about Curtis Mead? He's one of the bottlenecks for some of the missions. his card price has gone way up. Like, I don't know how he bats. I don't know what side of the plate he hits from, but I know his card has shot up in value since he came out. So again, it's these little stories that
and there's some players there are some players on this list you're showing. Is this the MLB 100 prospects for 2024?
2024, yeah.
So there are names on here that aren't currently have a card in the game, which is what we're talking about. Some of the stuff we're going to do for guests to set, which one of these cards might get something in. But there's definitely some things that, I was going down this one way, and the teaser kind of introduced us some other types of things that I had not really thought through, such as players who were actually drafted last year, players in the 2023 draft.
Right.
So it'll be kind of interesting to see what we get. And pop-up rookies, whatever that means. So I'm looking forward to figuring out what that's going to be. So a lot of interesting players.
And we're probably, probably going to get a Met for Rich Grisham and Nicolino. I don't know which ones. Jet Williams, I don't think he's in the game. That doesn't seem familiar.
He is not in the game. He's not.
All right. So guess your set. Jet Williams, the laptop hound lock. No. I had a different lock. Who was that Dodger that I thought was going to come in?
Oh, I don't know any
one of your bunk picks. Who was that bunk pick of yours? The Dodger.
James Outman is a pop-up rookie. Yeah.
James Outman. So I think we're going to get a Met, and I think we're going to get that Outman card. Speaking of, players that, have done well, we know, of course, this year it was the Arizona Diamondbacks and Baltimore Orioles with Rookies of the Year. But when we look back at history, it's always fun to, go back and see who won these Rookies of the Year and how their career has played out. And any names on here that have underachieved since their Rookie of the Year or overachieved, or have kept it up at least when you look at these names?
I mean, India is really interesting, right? Jonathan India was kind of like an up-and-coming player, and he's really become the odd man out in that Cincinnati infield. Really kind of having down years. Kyle Lewis was supposed to be a great prospect, moved on to Arizona, hasn't really done well. But, everyone else in this list, right? I mean, Belly, back and forth, Judge, Acuna, Ohtani, Alonso, Jordan Alvarez, Devin Williams, Arozarena. I mean, that's a pretty solid list of stars in the game.
Yeah. Jacob deGrom's there, and Bryce Harper.
The Detroit Tiger, Michael Fulmer.
Yeah. I mean, for the most case, they got it right because these are your stars in the game today. I mean, look at 2012. We had Mike Trout and Bryce Harper as your rookies of the year.
Yeah, that was a nice year.
Yeah.
That was a nice
Craig
year.
Kimbrell and Heckelson, Posey's there. And then we're getting back to, players that are almost done their career, but still
Giovanni
playing.
Soto in 2008. Who did he beat out in 2008? The Giovanni Soto's one in 2008 that always makes me go, huh? Go voting on that year.
Cub fan Steve will know that one, Cubs fan Steve. And Grish, I turned off the Hound Biscuit redemption for the show because it's a short show as it is, and we got a lot to get through. So any distractions probably will take us over time. So turn those off. Those will be on for the regular streams. Lots that you can spend those biscuits on. Jason Bay, of course, a Canadian Rookie of the Year in 2004. And now we're getting to, players that aren't playing anymore, and including Suzuki as a Rookie of the Year that, Hall of Fame likely next year. And there's that Eric Hinsky that came out on last week's show.
Oh, I love that card. I got it in the 5L lounge draft today. I'm very excited to see how that plays.
Oh yeah, first day of the new month for the 5L draft. So yeah, really looking forward.
Giovanni Soto in 2008 beat out Joey Votto.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Another Canadian. Yeah, good. Okay. So you're going to close off the set in just a minute here. So we'll give people one more minute if you're in the midst of filling out Guess the Set. That's pinned to the chat there. EVC is going to close that out. While we're kind of waiting to close that out, maybe give an update on your schedule coming up, because I know you're taking some time off.
Yeah, this is going to be the last Guess the Set. I'm going to be off from next Wednesday, the 7th through the 19th, I think. I can't keep track. I'm heading off to Patagonia. So, I hope you continue this tradition on while I'm out, man. I don't think I can. My wife has told me no streaming from Argentina or Chile.
45 minutes. You can take some time out of your Thursday morning. Oh no, we should be back as long as the other amigo is still willing to go. We can definitely do this before the show. Why don't we take our only break of the show here, give people a chance to fill that form out if they're filling it out. Once we get back, EVC is going to close it out, and then we're going to get an update on what you guys think is coming out today. Be back in 2 minutes' time. All right, we're back with this guy here who's going on vacation again. Maybe he'll find some cool hats to bring back and add to the collection for his channel redemption points. Make EVC wear a hat. Maybe he'll pick up a sombrero somewhere along the way.
Machia Pet got me to wear this hat yesterday. So
I feel like I should
New York.
Can you see by the okay, no, we don't need to sing that. All right. Yeah, that is quite the hat there, EVC. One of the crazy ones that you wear. Well, I think it's time to evaluate chat's pick and the community's choices here. Ready to close that form off?
The form is closed.
All right.
No
the
singing,
form
please. Trying to work here.
Closed. All right. And while we're at it, before you start that, let's bring in the third amigo. The third amigo ready to go. Let's see if he's wearing any Tiger gear. Let's see what he's sporting, what kind of hat's going on today. Welcome back in, Sporer.
Hello. I popped up on the stream.
Pop up. It's pop-up Sporer.
The most difficult phrase in the history of the world. Deductive reasoning, folks. Come on.
It is. It's all about the pop ratings of the catchers, right?
Yeah, and it's only guys who hit pop-ups on the end. Again, I'm not picking on Mark in Mississippi because he was certainly not the only one. Again, I just thought it was a wider spread term than it is because it gets used in the prospect world all the time. That's where I learned it.
So make it official. What's the Sporer dictionary definition of pop-up?
Just a guy that like rises a few levels, in season, right? Like they kind of come out of, not necessarily come out of nowhere, because someone mentioned that Evan Carter's a good one, right? Think about if they were like a 90 to 100 type guy at the beginning of the year, and now they're a top 10 guy. That's a pop-up. Like he really developed. Those of you that play the base game, we talk about talent change, randomness, TCR. Those are pop-up guys. They kind of pop up out of nowhere. So, it's just a guy who kind of exceeds expectations or develops quicker than expected.
Yeah, I felt so out of my league this week doing the guess the set for this because I'm not in the prospect land and the terminology and the lingo and looking at players. So I definitely am looking forward to seeing if chat is smarter than me, which is no doubt. And I appreciate having you here to give us the insights on this stuff because again, it's just not my wheelhouse.
I will say with this one, just real quick, laptop, before when Yamamoto signed, I obviously wanted him to headline this. Once he couldn't, I did move it back a little bit. And you'll see he's not on the MLB list. They talked about how they're not putting the Japanese crossovers on their list or whatever. It varies from prospect list to prospect list, but technically they are prospects. And I was going to do a future legend for Yamamoto. Can't do that. So that's why I moved it a little bit. I probably moved it too far back because now I was in this in-between where I didn't want to give guys too good of cards when they're going to be in Future Legends 1 for 25. So you will see that today in the form of only one high diamond, handful of other diamonds, but I want to save some guys to give them a bigger card. So I'm kind of looking at them through more of a 2023 lens so that I don't spoil their 2024 PT25 Future Legends card.
Nice. Okay.
Give us one card before we go to EVC's stats here. Give us one card that you've immortalized basically through your creation of in OOTP24.
That's already out.
I think you guys already said it. Harry Ford. He got some buzz in the WBC playing for Great Britain and, showing his talent there. But the thing of it is like if he can't catch, Seattle knows that they can put him in a lot of other spots. And they've got Cal Raleigh. So there is a world where he won't catch and they'll be able to use him all over the field and maybe be the backup catcher type of guy. But yeah, definitely him. Made him a nice super util in gold. He's still a good piece. I don't think he's as meta, must have, can't not be on your team type of guy as he used to be. But yeah, I think definitely Harry Ford is somebody that a lot of people know now that maybe they didn't if they didn't follow prospects.
All right. And we know James Wood was meta for a very long time, and that's another one for me that stands out. And EVC likes Harry Wood, looks James Wood too. So EVC, take it away. That's an inside joke. You have to follow our streams to understand that joke there. All right, take it away, EVC.
I always going through and trying to figure out how to do this set. And one of the things that first I'm going to go and I'll look at the Future Legends big board for 2024. And of course, Sporer just told me no, it's not going to be 2024. But I went, and of course, Future Legends is going, not Future Legends, Fangraphs is just going through and just doing it by team. So only these 5 teams are available: the Padres, the Phillies, White Sox, Blue Jays, and Yankees as far as ranking. So I asked which of these teams is going to get a card this week, and you could have chose none, but everyone picked, almost 90% picked one of these teams, with I think both the Yankees and the White Sox getting the most love, getting the card today. I don't think any of those are going to win. I think we'll see what happens on that one. I also went through and looked at the top 50 amateurs on the MLB list that for 2024 that Laptop Hound has been showing here. And the interesting thing here is I said, okay, you have to choose who's your most likely, second most likely. I think everyone just picked the top guys on the list. These are all the players that don't have a card: Samuel Basallo, Roman Anthony, Cade Horton. And there was a little love here for Kyle Teal, currently in Boston's Double-A. Otherwise, pretty much went with a little bit of Nick Schultz here at the end, but pretty much Kyle Teal was the guy that most people were thinking of outside the top guys at the top of the list. Now, you said you're not going on the top guys, so it's possible these guys will not get cards today.
Actually, no. Didn't say I'm not going with them. Said that they might not get as spicy of a card as they will. So, like, I'm kind of taking maybe a muted look at them relative to what they're going to get at the beginning of
Nice.
25. By the way, EVC, your pop-up is a go.
It is.
It's in the game right now. I'm
That
the first
is
one signed up.
exciting.
Just FYI on that.
I did
All
not
right,
see
we
that.
can
Awesome.
talk about that at the very end if you want, or you can hold it till Saturday. Up to you, EVC.
Oh, no, we'll talk about it at the end if we can. I'll try to go fast here. So I said, okay, well, of the 51 through 100, we're going to get any of those cards. And everything, people said we get 6 of those. I don't think we're going to get that many. So how many from 51 to 100 we're going to get? I think people on the low side are going to win on that one. We asked about first rounders. So again, reading the teaser is always helpful in these things. You said we're going to highlight some people from the 2023 draft that do not have a card. And so, again, a lot of people chose people at the beginning of the list. A little Kyle Teal love there. No love for Braden Taylor. So we just went through and looked at all the people that were in that 2023 draft that don't have a card, and seeing some of those in there. So Jacob Wilson, Blake Mitchell, Noble Meyer getting the most love there. I said, will we get an upgrade for an existing Future Legend card? 47% said yes. 52% said no. I got a feeling that we're going to get that the no's are going to win on this one. And then I asked, what pop-up rookie do you think we're going to get? And the big winner here was James Outman, because I was pushing him. I don't know, and Matt Waldner. There's an Orion Kerkering, which is fun. L.A. Cruz, again, Outman, Josh Young, Nolan Jones, Yanir Cano, Zach Neto. So some interesting ones there. And then I said, for the huge mission reward, who's it going to be, a pitcher or a hitter? We had only 45% go with a pitcher, 57% with a hitter. Even though we had A-Rod for the first one. And the overall guess for this it looks like Steven Strasburg is the one most people are choosing. There are some other people like Darryl Strawberry, Ichiro, Judge, Kerry Wood, Nolan Ryan, Ty Cobb that are in that list. And then I had some bunk picks. I said that Yoshida, Outman, Strasburg, Teal, and I can't remember the other person, the Chicago Cubs guy would be my 5 bunker. Which one's the bunkiest? Which one's not going to get a card? And I think most people said Yoshida is not going to get a card. But again, a rookie that I went and looked at the players that were on the Rookie of the Year, MLB rookie team, and we'll see what happens with that. So those are what we have for Guess the Set.
All right. Well, do you want to bring up that other, if you want to bring up your other slide?
The question of where did I put those things? So let's see.
Okay. We'll move on here while you find those. And then when I see it pop up on screen, I'll put it on. Awesome. But we have a few, OOTP has a few pop-up tournaments coming along, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy them. I only am aware of one that I'm kind of put out there, and you're going to see some other ones come along in the next month as well. So if you loved those pop-up tournaments from last month and the month before, get ready, because there are some more coming up, including the debut of the EVC pop-up tournament. Before we get to that, EVC, while you got that all ready to go?
I think so? Give me a second. I just want to make sure I've got all the details on here.
There's
right.
2 of them, by the way, just so people know. There's 2 EVC pop-ups. They are entry fee. Not to steal your thunder, just letting people know. They are entry fees, so you can slot into one of them without taking one of your main spots.
Let me just make some quick changes here.
So get ready, February, some pop-ups coming your way, chat, and of course, some real cool prizes in terms of packs that are coming up, just like we've seen in the last couple pop-up tournaments. So be ready, save up those points. Usually they're about 1,000 points to enter, and they're going to be fun. There's some creative pop-ups coming your way, so be ready for that.
Gypsy, what's happening? Why won't it what's it saying when you're trying to sign up? Do you have 1,000 points? I mean, most people do at this point, but if you spend all your points.
So yeah, this is breaking news. This is something we were going to present to you guys, and then it kind of got put on hold a little bit, and now it is back up and running. So we're just kind of getting our bearings here.
I think we're ready.
Okay. All right, EVC, take it away. Tell us what chat can expect very soon.
I am so excited. I want to thank Nicolino and the development team for making this happen. It's my EVC's name game theme PD pop-up. And it's basically every player in the player pool has the last name has to start with the letters E, V, or C. And we're going to have 2 of them. One is going to be on Saturday starting at 9 a.m. And then we'll start streaming at my normal 11 a.m. stream on Saturday. So we'll start streaming and seeing what's going on. And then the next one will be Monday, and then I'll start at 2 p.m. And again, we'll go through. It is 1965, the year the Dodgers beat the Twins. No DH, includes limited edition cards. There'll be 8 players shown at each position, so a little bit more limited player pool. So again, I know a lot of work was put in to make this work. There'll be 2 in each round. There'll be 2 perfect, 2 of 6 perfects, 2 of 6 diamonds, 2 of 6 diamonds, then 2 of 6 golds for 3 rounds, 2 of 12 silvers for 3 rounds, 2 of 12 bronze for 3 rounds, and then 2 of 12 irons. And again, there'll be 8 of each of the fielders, 26 starting pitchers, and 30 relievers that are shown throughout the draft. And again, we're going to play in 2 different parks, the LA Coliseum, because of that wacky field dimensions.
Crazy.
And then we're going to go back to Ebbets Field on the Monday one, which also had slightly wacky dimensions. Can you imagine going from Ebbets Field, then over to LA Coliseum as the Dodgers moved west? So a little fun with this. And again, kind of playing off the theme teams. We've got a new theme team logo. We've just, my daughter fixed up one. You see there in the upper left corner. But these are live now. At least I think the first one's live. I'm not sure if both of them are live yet.
Both of them are in
but
there.
We want to make sure these don't conflict with your PTCS qualifications. If you have slots that are already, you're trying to finish the dailies and weeklies for your perfect drafts, we want to make sure if they're that these don't take, and that's why they're the fee ones. So there it is, the EVC's name game theme PD pop-up 1 and 2. So come on down and have some fun. And the prizes, the prizes. First place, if you go back to my slide, I have it. The first place is a perfect pack.
All perfect.
All perfect pack with 100,000 perfect points and some historical rainbows in there.
Clayton Kershaw.
So gonna be some fun. Yes, Clayton Kershaw. No, couldn't get the Kershaw. So super fun. I want to thank, again, Nicolino and the team, and I'm excited to kind of stream these as they come through. Hopefully I'll actually still be in it when the stream comes, and look forward to seeing you guys in these pop-ups.
Yeah, and again, just the time-wise, one's, I guess, on Saturday. That one will fire off Saturday morning, and then the other one will fire off, it looks like, 2 days.
Afternoon.
Monday afternoon.
Yep.
And again, you can only enter one at a time. So if you're already entered in one, that's why you can't sign up. You have to either cancel that one or wait for that one to finish before you can join another entry fee one. So
I better go sign up.
Better go sign up, especially for that first one. We got 30, almost 32 already so far for that first one. 256 teams. So I'm betting by early this afternoon, once the word gets out there, it will be full. So yes, go get involved in that 1965 ballpark, no DH. And maybe wait until after today's set comes out, because there might be some cards that are available after Twipped if the drafts
I don't know if they can. I don't know if that's going to be adjusting. They may have like set on what the base is.
Maybe,
now,
maybe
it's already live.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get on to our next segment here. And always every week we like to give you guys a chance to take a look at a couple of the early bird cards. Yeah, we got some early bird cards, not just one. We've got two early bird cards. So the first one we're going to do as a little contest. We won't do it for the second one, but we will for this first one. Guess the card. So I've got some clues as always for you guys. First clue for EVC. This limited edition card, this guy was drafted as a Los Angeles Dodger. Mm-hmm. The Los Angeles Dodgers drafted this guy. Again, watch the chat. What do I know, Teddy? Oh, not a lot. Not a lot.
Don't know.
All right. Second clue. The Dodgers didn't invest too much in him because very soon after playing for the Dodgers, he was traded to the Cincinnati Reds.
Nobody yet. I'm keeping an eye on these. Lowly Worm. Didn't he get it the other day?
Yeah, Lowly
GT
Worm.
Just got beat out. It was indeed Paul Konerko.
Yeah. The next question was, does anyone in chat remember, this is just for fun, does anyone remember who the White Sox traded to get Konerko?
I think I do.
He went from LA to Cincinnati, and less than a season later, he went to Chicago, where he played for 16 years and finished his career. Yeah, it was Mike Cameron, Lowly Worm.
Wow.
He knows his Konerko. All right.
He knows his White Sox.
Yeah, his White Sox. So good job there, Lowly. I'll jot your name down, and 5 packs will make their way to your account. Well done. Okay, so here you go, guys. The first of today's early bird releases from the Chicago White Sox is Mr. Paul Konerko. And Paul, about Paul.
So first things first, I want to point out, nobody jumped on me for this, so I do appreciate it. But on the Tuesday show, I said that these were coming out yesterday, just absentmindedly thinking that on Tuesday, tomorrow was the laptop show. And so nobody said, where's the cards you promised? So that was nice. But yeah, I did mention that these two were coming. Paul Konerko, obviously a nice low diamond here. I think right now, if you're looking at low diamond first baseman, McCovey is the dude. But he's a left-hander, and if you're looking for somebody on the other side there, maybe the park suggests otherwise, or if you just want to run a straight-up platoon, I think you can look at somebody like Konerko here, who brings that 156 power, 105 eye against lefties. That's obviously going to be his strength. He is one of the better first basemen out there. I do love that McCovey. And McCovey's 135, 103 power and eye against lefties is not bad, but some people like to run platoons everywhere they can and maximize. And I do think a McCovey-Konerko platoon at first base would run pretty hot with the crazy power. So I think he's a fun low diamond, right-handed power guy. Great player, just excellent for years with the White Sox, terrorized other teams. And you already had the McCovey comp, so you were right there where I was going with it. I think they make a wonderful platoon.
Yeah, that's the first guy that jumped out. I was thinking, who's a good low diamond first baseman? McCovey. And again, Willie McCovey, when he came out, remember that invitational tournament, Izadolfo drafted him first round. He drafted Willie McCovey. He wanted that low diamond power eye guy. And now we got the platoon, perfect platoon for Willie McCovey. if you can afford that extra slot for a second, another first baseman, or even DH, one of them. Yeah, low diamond. I don't remember much about him. The White Sox, one of those teams that didn't get a lot of media attention, when he played, at least in my area. EVC, you remember anything about Mr. Kornenko?
It was just such a quick. I remember him being just like this amazing power bat as a phenom. Did he get Rookie of the Year with the Dodgers? I thought he did. No, he didn't.
No.
Okay.
6-time All-Star, 16 years with the White Sox. So once he left Cincinnati, and Cincinnati must have given up on him, wanted Cameron, must have needed an outfielder, and spent 16 years with Chicago. 240 home run seasons. So again, not consistently a huge power guy, but definitely could put the ball out of the park. And I don't know, Paul, is Chicago a pitcher's park, a hitter's park? Are you
No,
familiar with it?
it leans toward hitters there. I think he would have mostly played at guaranteed rate or whatever stupid name it has now, second Comiskey. So yeah, he was getting some favoritism there, but not to a level where if he had been in a neutral or even pitcher's park, that Konerko wouldn't have been good. He was a solid middle of the lineup guy, like you mentioned, 240 homer seasons, a bunch of 30 homer seasons. He was just a force, one of those guys that you punch in for 150 games every year. Great for a manager to be able to kind of ink him into the lineup card.
Yeah, and it's just always fun when a player spends most of their career with one team. And I don't know why it didn't work out in LA or Cincinnati. EVC, I don't know if you know any about the LA reasons where
Jeff
they just
Shaw
loaded
was the trade, So, I mean, he was traded for two pretty good players, pitcher Jeff Shaw in that first trade, and then Mike Cameron. So he was well sought after, and the returns were strong. So, first base is a position that a lot of teams can fill. I know he started as, I think, a third baseman, maybe even caught in the minors, if I'm remembering the right player, but eventually matriculated over to first base pretty quickly, as defense really wasn't all that much. But like I said, Shaw and Cameron are two good pieces. So as a first rounder, I mean, he's a big hit in the first round to get that kind of a career, and the returns were great the two times he was traded.
Yeah, and every time he went to free agency, he re-signed back with the Chicago White Sox. So a loyal guy to the team. All right, we got a second card for you guys. And you thought this first card was good? Oh, EVC, do you like your corner outfielders?
I do.
You do? Oh, well, we got a card, guys, and this one is no packs on here, but just a little teaser here. We've got a 99 level, another limited edition, played for the St. Louis Cardinals as a corner outfielder. Yeah. Love the Cardinals. I love all the
Cardinals logo.
Yeah.
Yes,
any ideas, chat? Again, no packs on the line, but if you're a Cardinals fan,
Teddy nailed it.
Teddy.
Took seconds. Took mere seconds. Minerva right there.
All right. Well, I present you guys corner outfielder from the St. Louis Cardinals. Get a load. The blue on this card here. Look at Enos Slaughter.
Look at that.
Holy smokes. If you play diamond, and as Sporer has mentioned many times, if you put him at 100, he doesn't quite fit in the meta, but keep him as a diamond and you probably find some room for him.
That's a pretty
Sporer,
card.
what do you have to say about Mr. Slaughter's card?
Yeah, absolutely. That high diamond tier has really gotten strong. And so, you got to have a pretty big bat to get in the mix there. And I do think Enos Slaughter does that. If you're a gap god, you like playing guys with gap power in particular parks that favor it, he's your guy. He has the highest gap of any high diamond outfielder, topping Sam Crawford's 120 with the 121 of his own. He plays great defense in one of the corners with the big arm at 107. Can play against both sides. Bats lefty, but holds his own against them. Has a little bit of a platoon for sure, but I don't think he's someone that you have to necessarily platoon. You don't want him running at all. He didn't know what he was doing out there on the base paths. He had 64 steals, 52 caughts. So you see his speed is over his stealing, which means you're going to get some bad numbers there, but that's an ancillary factor. Just turn his speed slider or his stealing slider all the way down and let him just mash and cook in one of your corner outfield spots. I think Enos Slaughter's very nice, and both these are LE 100s, so 100 copies will still be out there.
Oh man, yeah.
Very nice.
I mean, going with that Spalding card that came out on Tuesday, and now you got this Slaughter card. And, always fun to look back at the career because, of course, this is before all of our time when this guy played. Well, I don't know about EVC's time, but before you and I, Sporer, before, we got a chance. We didn't get a chance to watch him. EVC probably got a chance on the first color TVs, but that's for another story. Did you know he played? He was enlisted in the military. Either of you guys?
I did not.
I did because I was researching him, and he's another one of these guys that loses multiple years in his prime, ages 27, 28, 29, to serving. Which, hey, honorable thing. I'm not dogging him for that. It's just what could have been with some of these careers where these guys just took time off. Ted Williams is a big one too, and Ted Williams obviously still had an inner circle Hall of Fame career. Enos Slaughter had a Hall of Fame career for sure, maybe not inner circle, but premium player, especially when you consider giving up 3 years in your mid-20s there for the country.
And to come back, and you're an all-star twice before you enlist, and then you come back and you
didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, just kept on going. And so, yeah, he does deserve a card for what he did. And again, EVC, having a little bit of fun with you because you beat me in the silver theme team on Sunday. So, I gotta get my shots in when I can. But any stories about Enos Slaughter that you have?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I remember the card in PT22 or something like that. I'm just getting texts from people that the perfect draft is filling up quick. Got to get 80 people in already. Right
on. Yeah. No, OOTP with those pop-ups when they came up with that idea. What a cool concept. And
I love it's a perfect draft. So Enos, no, I don't have a lot of stories in Enos. I just remember him being, a card that was kind of meta in his time. In a couple, like two ago, like, wasn't he one of the big cards, Enos?
Yeah, he was either 21 or 22. He was one of the big.
Yeah. And I remember that's when I first really started learning about him again. Out of the park always helps. Perfect draft, perfect team always helps me learn so much more about history and these players.
Yeah. I think he had a lower level card one season too that was meta for a while. And Sporer, you're right. In terms of stolen bases, he never had double digits for stolen bases, did he?
Not his strength. He's out there running sometimes, and I'm sure the manager was like, this guy's too good for me to really get after him about it, but stop running us out of innings, please.
I mean, he had 9 before he enlisted in the military. The year before he had 4, but he was caught 7 times. So yeah, I'm sure the manager had a few words with him, but he's young. He wanted to run. He wanted to be free. All right. Great cards. Again, if you're just joining in, we got 2 LEs today. One was the Paul Konerko card from the Chicago White Sox, 92, 100 copies of those out there. And we have the 99 Enos Slaughter. So if they're not in packs yet, there soon will be. Maybe after the TWIP show today, they'll be in packs. But 2 great cards. Final words, Sporer, we'll start with you.
Well, I don't mean to bring the mood down, but I did not realize that Enos Slaughter did have some negativity on the racist side here. As Chad is mentioning, I'm looking it up. I did not know that. I don't love that, leading a protest against Jackie Robinson. So hate to dump on a card that I'm putting out, but that is obviously horrendous. So sorry that was my last words, but I didn't want to just not address it when I saw it there in the chat. I did not know that. That did not come up. I was looking at his BREF page there. I won't showcase him like that. Again, I know we can't, eliminate every player from that era that has that, or else we're not going to have any players. It's an ugly thing, but I think at least acknowledging it, you need to at least acknowledge it.
Well done. Yeah, I was unaware of that as well. So well done. Well said. EVC, closing remarks.
I did have Embezzler was saying I was applying to figure out how to get an Enos on one of my theme teams, and his first name does start with an E or a V or a C, so maybe we could get him there. But no, I think again, I'm very excited to see what cards we get today, who are toppers, how much bunk I have splayed today, and who's going to be guessing.
Some correct names on that guess the set there, so there'll be some right answers, and I think it's gonna be a fun set. I think the big high diamond that's in there might appeal to somebody like an EVC, but we'll see how it goes.
Excellent. All right, guys, we're gonna head over to Dish, the hype man, with all the new cards today. We'll be back with the Hawk report, and yes, the guy you see at bat here will be back today. Warbot is back. Yeah, he is back, ready to give his analysis. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the cards and good luck in your pack opening, chat. We'll see you in a couple hours.
Go get in that perfect draft. Is filling up.
Hurry.
Filling up.
Now.
97
Quick.
already. 97 out of 256.
It'll fill quickly. Get in there, y'all. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Hope you find your cards.